Hey, everybody, what's up? What's up? We are back with another episode of your favorite A-holes. I'm Katrina, one
Yes.
of your hosts of this super awesome show, and I have with me my co-host, Haven. How are
Hey
you?
guys.
How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm tired, but I feel like it's been a last 2 weeks been on a go. I've been on a go. I've been doing too much.
Right.
But I'm good. Tired, but good. So yeah, as always, guys, we're gonna talk read some stories from Reddit and figure out how much of a-holes people really are. And I did read the one you sent me, so I'm actually gonna start with that one
Okay.
because
Okay. This one was kind of crazy.
yeah. So this says, "Am I the asshole for telling my husband that he needs to give me half his company if he wants me to be a housewife?" So says my husband and I, both 35, have been married for 6 years and we have two children together and one on the way. He said that he wanted me to be a housewife and to stop working. I was very disturbed by that, but he explained that it was better for our family and children since he can afford a very good living. After a few weeks of thinking, I told him that I would agree, but only if I get half of his company. He was surprised by this, but I explained further that the more I stay at home, the less chance I would have to find a well paying job should we ever divorce because I would have less merits, while he would still be making more money each year. So I want half of the company. If we never divorce, which is the goal of all marriages, then it wouldn't matter. But should it end, it will be the price of me staying home and raising our children so he can be less worried and stressed out. His words, that he would be less anxious and stressed out if he knew they were with me rather than strangers in daycares or nannies. When I told my friends they called me the asshole. My best friend was very angry and called me disgusting. So I am taken back a little. So is she the asshole?
Who's going first?
I mean, I don't think she is. I really don't. I think people. I know men assume, and these are usually when men say this is men who don't have nothing. And so those are men with no good jobs or who don't really
Hmm.
have any monetary value in that regard, that always think women are just go digging. And I'm like, you gotta
Right.
have something to have it dug up. You gotta have it. So if you don't
Gotta
have
have
it,
it.
I'm gonna need you to calm that down a bit. Like a lot of y'all do not have what you think you have. But in this case, if she is now gonna be a mama three, and you want her to do nothing but be at home, and the
Hmm.
mom, if anybody who's a mom, and we both are, but mom jobs never end. It is an
Yeah.
ongoing thing of there's always something to do, there's always
Hmm.
something to buy, there's always this stuff. And then, the little things like school and doctor's appointments and making sure
Those are
clothes
big
fit
things.
and cleaning and all these things that seems like it's very little, but it's not. So,
It's
I mean,
not.
I feel if you want her to stay home. So she was working already. So it wasn't like she was a stay-at-home mom when you met her or whatever. She was already working, and you want her to then put her career to the side now, which means whatever pension she might have could have had is gone,
Yep.
or any social security that she could have had is gone. I don't think she's wrong in this. I actually think her friends are crazy for even calling her an asshole, being taken aback. I'm
Right.
thinking that the friends are a bit jealous that this
Hmm.
was even an option for her. Because why is she crazy if he wants her to stay home? And so if they, God forbid, did divorce, there's still three kids you got to worry about. And now
Yep.
she has to figure out a job and hope. And everybody knows how the job market is now. What is she
Yeah,
supposed
she'd
to
have
do?
to
She
start
can't get a
all
job.
over.
How she's taking care of her portions. So at least if she has the company, that at least there's money coming in that way. And if she can decide what can
Hmm.
work for her to get a smaller job, so she's still doing her own thing, I don't think she's wrong in this. So I don't think she's an asshole. I think her friends are assholes, and I don't even
Yes.
think that I don't think the husband even seemed like he seemed taken aback, but he didn't say God no. He didn't, and then she didn't say
Right.
he said no. She didn't say that he was like, okay, this is going to be a hard disagree. And so
Hmm.
I'm gonna assume he's uh considering it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like, for this situation, if you really want her for this exact reason, you want to be comfortable, you don't want kids with strangers, daycares are expensive as hell. So you're saving on
Mhm.
daycare and nanny fees. It's not cheap. And it's multiple kids always cost more money. So if you
Yeah.
got your wife doing all these things plus being a wife and doing whatever household stuff is, I don't think she's wrong. I don't I
She's
don't
not.
think And then like there's too many situations where women get nothing and the dad gets to go on about his life. And no,
Mhm.
I feel like if you're taking away from her professional skills because she wants you want to stay home, you're sacrificing, so he needs to sacrifice as well. And the company is the biggest way to do it. So I don't think she's an
Yeah.
asshole. That's
She's not. She's not. There's a whole like side of TikTok of like traditional wives who ended up divorced and they have nothing because they've been out of work for so long. They can't get work. They have to start all over. They have no money. A lot of them don't even talk to their family anymore. And I'm just like, nah, she's not an ass at all. And her friends who saying that she's disgusting, they're probably one of those people who feel like women are supposed to be at home. You know what I'm saying? Because there are women who feel that way. Like, oh, women are supposed to be home taking care of the children in the house and this, that, and the third. And maybe they look at her like maybe she doesn't value being at home with the children like she should. But I'm like, no, she just values her well being as well. You know? You want to take me out the workplace? And like she said, if you leave, what does she have? She has 3 kids and nothing else. Like that's crazy to me. I'm like anybody who feels like she's wrong, they're not being realistic because yes, you don't want to put negative thoughts on your marriage, but the reality is people get divorced all the time. You don't know what can happen. So at least she has a safety net. He'll have one. Why can't she? He taking her out the workplace is taking away her safety net. So give me one. You know what I'm saying? Shit is just crazy to me. I don't know how these feel like no brainers, but people really, I don't know. They just see things very differently.
yeah, I know. I did see some of the comments. So most people agreed with her. There was this one guy who was like, "Well, he started the company 6 years before you, but she's also now 3 kids, basically 3 kids in. So like, if you
Hmm.
want her to do all this work, like she probably was gonna just do what she did, but had babysitters or nannies while she worked. So I feel like this is a lot. If you know, I don't think she is. I feel like the friend might be hating a little bit.
Hmm.
Uh, and people are saying that she's trying to use the husband as hostage. I don't think so. If she didn't force it. She didn't say I'm going to go to court about it. She just said this was the what she decided about. If I will do this, this is what my terms are. So he doesn't have to take it. He doesn't have
Right.
to accept it, and she can do her job like she was already doing, and he can go about and figure out with babysitters and thing, and everything can be exactly. But a lot of times, especially when you're a parent and you're the main parent at that, you got most of the labor with with everything, but the emotional labor. It's a whole bunch of like I think people are like ignoring that part, and so yeah, I don't. You want a
It's a
housewife, then this is what
lot
you got to do. This is what you got to do. I don't think. Yeah, that's. I mean, people are saying she's
because
like a gold digger, but I'm like, how is she gold digging if she says if they divorce? That
it
was the
wasn't even
thing.
her
If they
idea.
divorce,
It
it
wasn't her
wasn't.
idea to stay at home. People are so dumb. I feel
Yeah,
like
people
people
want
just
her, I guess, to stay home, but get nothing for staying home. And then if they do divorce, God forbid, what is she supposed to do about her end of stuff that has to get paid, whatever? I think people, you know,
it makes no
yeah,
sense. Like people be so worried about oh she's gonna take from him, but look what he's taking from her. Look what he is taking from her. If they break up, she literally will have nothing. She would have given her life for him because this is for him to feel more comfortable, correct?
yeah,
So, what about you do something in return to help her feel comfortable? In case of a divorce, I would
yeah,
get this so that I don't have $0 to my name. I don't see how that's a problem because stay at home wives already don't have an income. They have to depend on you, right? Meaning you control everything, right? And that's the thing. People love that. A lot of people out there love that the man will control everything. And I'm like, I don't think that's right because he can up and leave whenever he wants. And then that woman is out on her ass with literally nothing. How is that okay?
yeah. And so, I think she did update. Somebody said, "Well, what did the husband say?" And she said that he seemed surprised, but said he will think about it. And she said the reason why he said because she never thought about money, said and think about money before. And she was like, "My reasoning for thinking about it this way is you're basically having I've never relied on anybody, and you wanting me to rely on you solely, and that makes me feel a bit like naked in a situation." And I'm like, "Yeah, if you're
Mhm.
somebody who's been working this whole time, and all of a sudden I'm like, no, you're good." Men do this shit all the time, unfortunately. And I'm not saying there's not women
Yep.
who like want to take people's money. I'm not saying they don't exist. Of course they do. The term gold
Hmm.
digger comes from that kind of woman. But every woman is not like that. And in this
Right.
regard is not just gold digging if she's the mom and she's doing all this work. So if you want your family to be more comfortable with some babysitting, like the men who's clearly upset in the comments, like, oh, you're being a gold digger, and he's talking about the family, talking about yourself. He's talking about himself and what makes him comfortable. The kids didn't say they didn't
Exactly.
want to be with babysitters and nannies. He
Right.
wants to feel comfortable. So this is about him as well. And so she said the option is either, when if God forbid they divorce, it's regular divorce proceedings and she continues her career, or the other one is this is what she asked. And so I really don't think she's wrong here. I think anybody who feels like she's wrong, um, and somebody did ask, did she actually want to be a stay-at-home mom? And I don't think she personally responded for that.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I don't think she's wrong. I don't.
I don't think
Um,
she's wrong either.
I think people who are upset about this either they just have that notion that women want to go dig again, usually from men who have no money. Usually, because most men with money don't even do all this. They really don't.
That's
And not saying
so
they don't have
true.
prenups or anything, or some smart ones have prenups. But I'm saying is to complain this hard. Most men with money don't do that. That's people
Right.
without money. So, the people saying she don't deserve half the cup because you push some kids out, and I feel like the stay at home part is like her taking care of the kids and whatever it is that you take care of the house. If that's like maybe he's making the money, but she's paying the bills or cleaning or cooking
Hmm.
or whatever the case may be. I don't. Yeah, I don't think she's the asshole. I think anybody the asshole, it's the people who's complaining. Uh,
Yeah.
her friend
And
I felt like was hating to an extent. Uh, yeah, I
or
think her
being very
friend was just mad.
judgy.
Yep, I I don't really think she's wrong here. I really don't. Uh, but yes,
No.
let's get.
And it pisses me off. Whoever said why would she deserve half just because she pushed some kids out? I know I said that. And the thing is, people don't realize how hard it is to push a kid out. It is not just pushing the kid out. Your body is not your body for 9 months. Some people are going through hell in that 9 months because everything is swollen, everything hurts. You might be nauseous. Like me, I was nauseous the entire pregnancy, not just the first trimester. So it's like you're giving up so much to even get that kid into the world. Then you got to survive childbirth. Not to mention things be ripping when you do give childbirth naturally. Or you can have a C section, which is major surgery. And then you got to
Yep.
recover from that. You got to recover from that. You can't cough or laugh without being in pain. And then you have this kid, because you're the stay-at-home mom now, right? You have this kid who is dependent on you for everything, emotionally, their needs, everything. The father gets to go away and enjoy the world and work, right?
Yep.
She's not gonna have that. She's just gonna be in the house with the kids, running errands, grocery shopping, paying bills, dry cleaning, picking them up, taking them to school, doctor's appointments. Then what? When they get older, maybe football practice, cheerleader practice. Like it's gonna be so much shit. She's gonna be consumed with the children and not have nothing, no financial backing if he was to leave. That's crazy to me. It's crazy to me.
Yeah. No, yeah, everybody, I just feel like whoever's upset about whatever, it's just because this ain't happening for them. Like,
They can't think properly because a man would immediately go to, oh, she's a gold digger, as if this was not even her idea. She wanted to keep working. He wants her to be home so he can be more comfortable. So how is she a gold digger if she wants some compensation just in case he decides to leave, and he wanted her to leave work for him to feel comfortable? Like it's such a no-brainer to me, but I'm like, y'all just hear one, like you hear half and you just disregard everything else, all the reasoning behind why she said it, and just go to, oh, you're a gold digger. Man, shut up.
men love to men.
Right.
Men surely
Right.
love to men because I feel like this is not even like a bad. This is not a big deal. Like I feel like this is actually pretty like logical and I think smart. I feel like now if he says no, then I guess it is what it is, and she'll do what she was already doing in the first place, which is basically what she said.
Right.
Just like she would stick
Mm-hmm.
to what she was doing. But yeah. Uh
Mm-mm-mm.
So let's get to the next one. So this one, I was kind of like, I kind of had semi experience with this, and I was kind of this way. I guess I saved it because it was like,
Okay.
moms and their sons. But this one says,
Ugh.
my mother-in-law is in love with my husband.
Yikes.
Yeah. So this says, I've been with my husband a total of 9 years. His mother has always made me feel uncomfortable by the way she talks to him and feels about him. She comments on how sexy of a man he is. She talks about how firm his skin is, his jawbone. She tells me our children look like her and him made babies. Here's my breaking point today. We are asleep in our bed and we wake up to someone wailing as if they lost a child or something extremely terrible has happened. When we jump up in out of the bed, it's her in our doorway. She is sobbing uncontrollably. He immediately asks her what's wrong, what's going on. She says, I just had a terrible bad day. And then she goes on to ask him, can you come live with me while I hold you and let me smell your hair? What the F?
What?
Am I tripping or is this weird as hell? And then she said, because it was an edit, I guess should have included this in the post. We do not live with her, but she comes in and out of our home whenever she pleases. I have never liked it or nor agreed with it. So yeah.
First of all,
I guess she's asking if she's the asshole for feeling, I guess, disturbed.
no, that is extremely weird. Why? First of all, you're in and out my home because you have a key. How are you coming and going as you please in my home? That's number one. Number two, why are you waking us up wailing, as this woman put it, because you had a bad day? And now you want my husband to come live with you so you can feel better? Hold this grown ass man and smell his hair? That's weird as shit. That's weird as shit. Our kids are gonna look like y'all had kids. What mother even says that? What mother says that?
Yeah.
Now this lady is weird. They she yes I'm disturbed. This lady who wrote in is not the ass. And what does the son feel about this? Like, does he not think this is weird?
So she didn't update, so I don't know. But yeah, she's not that's creepy. I
That's very creepy.
unfortunately had my share of the moms and their sons, the moms who can't let go, the moms who think their kid is still attached to the umbilical cord or still drinking breast milk, whatever it is that you moms think. As a mom of a son, I have a son as well. I would never. I think that's crazy, and I think
Yeah.
you raise your children, and hopefully you raise them well, and you raise them to not have any trauma or whatever, and they grow up and they move on with their lives, and you love them, but they move on with their lives and they have their own lives, and you're there. And so I can never understand moms like this. I can never understand a mom who just thinks that she knows everything about her son. And I
Mm-hmm.
thought my situations were bad with like crazy moms and their sons who couldn't let go, but that's insane.
No,
I'm
that's
gonna assume
different.
that the husband says nothing because if the husband did, she wouldn't be doing all this.
That's
He's
true.
literally allowing this. So imagine trying to sleep at like 2 o'clock in the morning and I get disturbed and your response is I had a bad day. This could have waited to be a phone call in the morning. Don't come in my like
Yeah.
the level of disrespect I would have to go to now is like, oh, so now I'm about to violate because you're like, and then to say like it's like me and him have children, like first of all, you're his mom. So if it's a child favors you, it's because you're his mom, you idiot.
Yeah.
And sometimes kids look like grandparents, and that's what happens. It's not a big deal. But then to sit here and say you like his skin is firm, like
Like
what
she's
kind of
doing too
even
much.
incestual like thing is happening? That's disgusting. And so I think the mom needs help or
Yeah.
something. And I think the husband needs to put her in her place. And I know the first thing people say, because I just had this conversation with somebody, oh, but my mom does all these things. I don't give a damn what your mom does. Don't care. I really don't.
Question though. I have a
I'm
question. If he's married and out the home, what would all these things be that his mother still does? You know what I'm saying? That would make him feel like he can't stand up to her. And you're an adult. You can have this, and this is my problem. Adults don't know how to have adult conversations. Like just be
yep.
like, "Hey, mom, you're kind of doing a bit too much. This is me and my wife's home. I'm gonna need that key back." He shouldn't even have given it to her. However, she got it. You know what I mean? Don't come here at 2 in the morning because you had a bad day. Like I have a life. I have a wife. You know what I'm saying? Call me at appropriate hours. And I know people don't like standing up to their parents because they're their parents, but guess what? You didn't even ask to be here. All right. They chose to bring you into this world, but it don't mean you gotta be at their every beck and call. Like you have to have boundaries even with parents. And a lot of times men, they forget that when it comes to their mothers. So this woman is not the ass.
Yeah, yeah,
The
that's
mother-in-law is she's a creepy ass.
yeah, that's like I can't imagine doing that with my kid. That's like I don't know. I feel like again the hope is you raise them well enough that they can be productive adults and be kind adults and they can move on with their lives. If you're sitting here this stressed out about your son moving on and getting married, you need help. I don't
You
know if
do.
the I don't know if the I'm gonna assume because she does all of this, there's no dad involved. Meaning the either her husband's not there, the
Hmm.
dad was never there, whatever, or the dad might have passed, whatever the case may be. But there's no way she has a husband and she's doing this. This is usually
No way.
not, and I'm not saying that it's not moms who have husbands that may not be correct because I've seen this too. But a lot of times when the mom is over the top about her son, she's usually a single mother.
Yeah.
She's usually a single mother. There's no man involved because if you had your own man, you wouldn't be worried about your son. It's really creepy.
It's
I
mad
don't like
weird.
moms like this. Anytime a guy even mentions, "Oh, my mom does everything," I tune that right the fuck out. Your mom can do everything as your mother. That's her damn job. It's her
Hmm.
job. She had you. She brought you here. That's her job to do what she's supposed to do for you as your mom. It is not your wife's job, however, to treat you like you're her child because that's your wife. That's your partner. It's not your. She's not taking care of another person. It's like yes, it's better or worse or for sickness and health, but it does not mean to treat you like your mother. I think the clearly the husband has no boundaries, and this is why the
Nope.
mom's like, there's no way. If I had a mom like this, you're not even getting a key. So she got a key. I guarantee you, he was the one who gave her the key, and then he doesn't say, "Why are you popping up?" If I was the wife, I would divorce. Actually, this is a grounds for me to have the divorce.
No, no,
Like
it
you clear,
is because it's weird now. You're
I'm
waking us
like
up.
you coming up talking about the date like you're acting like you lost somebody, like somebody died, and it's because you had a bad day. Girl, please, we would divorce. If she stayed after that, we would have to divorce after that. There's nothing you can do or say. You want to be with your son so bad, take care of your son without me.
Yeah,
I don't need to be there. I don't know if there's kids involved or whatever, but if not, that's even easier. Leave, ma'am.
definitely.
Leave. Absolutely ridiculous. Like I can't deal with moms like that. I've unfortunately had to deal with the crazy mom.
And that sucks.
You
But look,
know,
at least it wasn't this bad and creepy.
no, I it was bad, but this is a absolutely like this. I've never heard of anything that like, that's just crazy.
It is. I think. I think you should never like look at your kids and be like, "This is a sexy person." You can say this is a good looking person. You know what I mean? Like, oh, my son is so handsome. That's perfectly fine. Why would you talk about how sexy he is? That because that's so different. You know, that's like sexy is it shows sexual attraction. You should not have
Yeah,
sexual attraction to your son. You would say
yeah.
he's handsome because you know he's a good looking person. Like, oh my gosh. Weird. The writer is not the ass.
Nope, definitely not. That's yeah. That's I think that's one of the things I say I would probably never get married again. Because I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to do it. First, of all, I don't know if I would even do it. To be fair, I don't even know how to do it with a man, like in that way. I don't know what to live with another man ever again. I feel like I'm at a place where I'm like, I don't think I want to do any of that. I just like maybe I'll date you, maybe, but like I don't think
Right.
I even want you in my space. So to deal with like a mother, I don't even think I have that in me anymore to do it. Like yeah, no, no, no.
I
Oprah,
understand.
like Oprah, she never got married, and I'm kind of thinking maybe this might be the reason. Like
Yeah, yeah. Oprah, she might have had it right because I've never been married, but I've lived with a guy at his place and I've opened my space to a guy before and I realized I like my space, you know? It would have to take a very special understanding individual for me to want to live with him
yeah,
because no, no, no.
yeah.
But then I assume like if you get me to a place where I would like to be married, then I guess I would want to share my space too, you know. But
Yeah, I don't know if that'll happen again for me, but
won't be easy, right?
but yeah, I just yeah, no, I think that's creepy. That's so like that's just I don't know. I hate moms like that. It's my hair story like that. I'm like, for the love of God, somebody slapped this woman or something. I don't know. And then it's always be respectful to your mothers. Like, no, I'm good on that.
Yeah,
And I'm
no.
quick to say like nobody's gonna disrespect my mother, but my mom don't act like this. And so it's like
Hmm.
My mom never put herself like I'm more important than your children or your spouse or whatever. Like she's
Yeah,
never
it's
done
very
that, and so
weird.
I don't understand that kind of logic because I'm like I don't I've that's not how my mother was. Like if I
Hmm.
ask something, she'll be there, but it never was where like it's like oh I'm more important than everybody else.
Yeah,
I
like
I, I don't know,
no, like get out of
crazy.
here.
So the last one for this episode is
Whew.
it. Am I the asshole for telling my husband that I am not parenting my stepson anymore?
Mm.
So
Okay.
this says my mother-in-law, 55, female, lives with me, 30 female, my husband, 29 male, and our three kids, stepson 7, and then my daughter 6, and our daughter 1. Some
Damn.
info, his mom is around, but he only sees her maybe 2 days a month. All the kids' needs and wants come out of my paycheck. The issue is my mother-in-law has what I consider an unhealthy attachment to my stepson. She's to the point where she's obsessed with him. He can do nothing wrong in her eyes. He sleeps in bed with her every night, even though he definitely has his own bed. If I tell him to do something he doesn't want to do or she doesn't think he should do, she either does it for him or throws a fit saying he shouldn't have to do it. The breaking point was last night when I told the kids to go to bed and specified they needed to get to go in their own beds. My stepson went and got in my mother-in-law's bed. I told him he needed to go get in his bed. He threw a fit saying she said he could, and she's screaming saying that he always sleeps with her. I ended I ended up winning that argument, but when then I heard her saying to my husband, saying he's only slept in his bed one night this summer. He always sleeps with me. Then I made the comment that he's going to sleep in his bed every night when school starts, and she laughs and goes, "No, he's not." I was so angry at this point, I just walked away. Then I hear him in his bedroom saying that when I go to bed, she'll come get him. He said that I'm going to get mad, and she goes, "I don't care." At that point, I told my husband that I'm not parenting him anymore. I'll still help with him, but I'm not parenting. She can pay for and bring him to all his extracurriculars. She can get him up and bring him to school. She can buy all his school clothes and supplies. If he wants to stay up to 5 a.m., so be it. If he wants to eat nothing but microwave ramen, I'm done fighting it. My husband told me that my stepson is going to be the one that end up suffering for it, and I responded with telling him that I can't take the constant walking on eggshells in my house and the stress that I'm washing my hands of this. So, is she the asshole?
No. And I have a lot of concerns with this situation because why is this grandmother so fiend out for this 7-year old boy to sleep in her room, in her bed? Why? That's weird. To the point where you're fighting me about it? To the point where you're going to tell him you're going to come and get him when I go to sleep? You're weird. And the fact that no one even has mentioned that, has that not crossed anyone's mind? And then hold on. I'm paying for everything. What does the father do? He don't got no money? Does he work? Because she said he only sees the mother what does he do? Where is he that he's not around, but I'm funding everything? All right. She's not the ass because not only is she taking care of everybody, clearly, right? So your son, our kids, you, your mother, myself, and y'all are going to question me on something that makes the most sense. Get this kid in his bed, bro. Why is he having special treatment? And why are you so weird about this? I don't know anybody who wants a child in their bed every single night. You know what I mean? A child who is very capable to, you know what I mean? He don't got no problems. That's not weird.
Nah, it's
I'm divorced. I'm getting divorced.
yeah, that so there's a couple of things I have wrong with this. The mother-in-law. The mother-in-law clearly is one of those. She's,
Yeah.
as we kind of just said with the mother-in-law in the last one. Sometimes moms get in they that they feel like they what they feel is supposed to go in somebody else's house. While I know it's also the woman and the husband's house, and that's his mother, it's not her house.
Right.
I'm assuming there's a reason she's staying there. So if you're staying here, for whatever reason you're staying here, you're still staying in my space.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. Now, this stepson, I'm gonna assume that the reason she goes extra hard, and yeah, I know what they say about assumptions, but just bear me for a second. I think the reason why she goes extra hard about the stepson is because the stepson is not this woman's child.
Mm-hmm.
I think this woman has her own child that's separated, and then she has the 1-year-old child with her husband.
Yeah.
I guarantee the reason why, because the mom is basically not in the picture. His mom is not in the picture. The boy's mom is not in the picture. I guarantee the reason why she's doing all this is because there's no mom to intervene. And this is her husband's child without that wife. And
Mm-hmm.
that is why she's doing it. I guarantee you some weird shit like that, because women like that always have that weird undermining type of energy for no reason.
Right.
If I have to get like tell you to sleep in your ass in the bed and you're telling me I'm gonna get her anyway, you're now undermining what the rule is in my house. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
do well with that. If you feel like my rules is too hard and that's perfectly fine, well then you handle it. And
Yeah.
while the husband can sit here and say, "Oh, it's making him suffer," no, it's not. It's not making him suffer, because you know your mother's acting like a fool. You know she's doing pure nonsense, and you're letting her do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're letting her do this and not saying anything about it. So you're letting her do all these things, not saying anything about it. And then you expect your wife to still deal with all of that and take him and do all the labor
No.
that's involved in being a parent? Fuck out of here.
Nope.
It's unfortunate because the kid is doing what's being told of him. You have
Mm-hmm.
a mom, the grandmother's sitting there like, you don't got to do whatever you don't want to do. I got this. And so he's 7. Of course, he's
Right.
going to be happy with this. He's like, I don't want to do my chores. My grandmother got it, or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
He's basing his attitude off of this. So he's going to be growing up to be a really yucky fucking boy. Unfortunately, he's going to be
Yeah.
yucky. I'm not dealing with that either. If you don't want to say anything to your fucking mom, excuse my language, if you want to say anything to her, and you're sitting here, whatever the case may be, then you deal with that. I'm not doing shit. I don't, and I know it sounds petty because the kid, to an extent, you shouldn't do things to kids, but he's old enough that he's not 2.
Yeah.
And while
That's
he's
the
not a
thing. He's not a
teenager,
toddler.
he's old enough to know, like, you knew when you was having that conversation, like, oh, she'll be mad at me. So you know better. You
Mm-hmm.
know certain aspects is probably not the right thing to do, and you're doing it anyway because it feels better for you. And I know like kids like to do things in their way and like to have like their instant gratification about things, and that's fine and well. But absolutely the fuck not. Nope.
No.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Absolutely
Nope.
not.
Nope. She's not the asshole at all. I wouldn't do shit for that kid. I wouldn't be mean, but I'm not doing anything extra. I'm not
Yeah.
taking you.
Yeah.
You got some soccer practice or basketball practice. I'm not taking you. Have your grandmother do it. She
Yeah.
clearly cares this much. Have her do it. And I guarantee you, the mom isn't doing any of this. You want to do all the this extra babying, but what are you doing where it matters? So if he has
Mm-hmm.
extracurriculars, that means it's probably getting paid for. If whatever it is, you want him in doctor's appointments and a wife's taking it, not doing any of that. Y'all handle that and see how quick y'all will understand how dealing with a spoiled child, because clearly he's spoiled, is going to be a pain in the ass. Nope,
It
she's not the
is.
asshole. Honestly, that's also grounds for divorce for me. You want to play
Yeah.
this game? Okay.
Because
I'm not having you disrespect me in my house. Absolutely not.
right. And the husband heard everything, and they're gonna say, "Oh, well, the son's gonna suffer." How about you talk to your mom and tell her what my wife says goes?
Yep,
How about that? Like
yep.
that's crazy to me. What's up, Domino? My little cat, he right here. What's up? He was just in the window chilling. Now he's over here like, man, what's up? All
Yeah.
right, all right.
So, yeah, I feel like nothing today that anybody said were assholes. I feel like the people in the stories were. I think people
Yeah,
in the stories were crazy, but I don't think anybody was any assholes. I feel like this is insane. Um,
I just don't. I can't believe people are going through shit like this and then wondering, am I the ass for thinking logically? Like what?
yeah, no, can be me.
Absolutely not.
The level of rudeness that the mom would have got, because I'm like, all right, we're playing this game. Okay. You won't like me when I'm done. Those are the vibes I'm on when we're doing this kind of stuff.
I can't believe that. That is
Yeah.
insane to me. Did she ever update?
I didn't see one.
Damn,
But maybe I can go look up again and see if she said anything. Personally, I'm just, yeah, no,
that's
absolutely
rough.
insane.
That
Absolutely
is.
insane.
Well, what's weird? It's crazy that we have nobody's to ask again. I
Yeah,
would love
no,
some story. I want to hear a story where someone is the asshole. Like I think we had one, or was it
yeah,
like
I
a?
think
It was
so.
like kinda.
Yeah, we had. I think one time we had it where it's like there was one ass and then there was two knots, and then we had one where the guy was kind of in the middle there,
Mm-hmm.
and then we had one that was definitely an asshole and one who wasn't an asshole. So I mean, yeah, for the
A
knees,
lot
I'm
of
like, oh,
times, a
can
lot
be
of times they
me.
don't be the
Like,
asses.
yeah, I feel like this is like anybody with common sense and decency. This wouldn't even be a big thing. I don't know.
Right. These mother-in-laws was bugging out,
Yep.
doing way too
But
much.
we have reached the end of this episode. Craziness. Absolute craziness. It makes me
Very.
again very glad I do not have a husband anymore. Um I'm doing mother-in-laws. I can't. But Haven, tell everybody where they can find and follow you and what you got happening going on.
You can find me on Instagram at Haven_Rain, Twitter, um, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere. Just more wrestling content, some other things that I can't speak about yet, but when I can, they'll know.
For me, I'm on most social media in Cat with Trust. The E's the three, every place but Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Just keep track of my channel. I have been so delayed with everything because I was being a mom. Mom
Busy,
stuff happened.
busy.
I was busy girly. I really was. It was crazy. A couple of this June was crazy. It was insane. I felt like I was just running. And so now that it's July,
Mm-hmm.
calmer. Everything is not that crazy.
Get to
And so I have
relax.
more time to do more stuff. But as always, guys, thank you guys for listening. You guys could tell us
Yes,
your thoughts about
yes.
this stuff in the comments. Where these will be posted. But yeah, absolutely insanity. It could be me. Like
Crazy. Crazy.
absolutely ridiculous.
There's no way.
But until next time, guys, we will catch you on the flip side. Bye.